super excited to be bringing you this amazing product from the house of Xiaomi. For all of you who are watching us, there are hashtags if you want to kind of play along. There's hashtag Redmi 14C and there's hashtag 2025G. And we'll talk a bit more about that. So again, thank you all for joining us. Let me get started. So when I said, it's been a long time since we've actually launched a product in Chennai, a lot has changed for Xiaomi. We are not really the same small brand that we used to be. In fact, today, we are one of the world's leading brands. So recognized almost everywhere. We regularly come on the Interbrand's best global brand. Of course, we also appeared in 2025 in that list. And the reason for that is our phones have been doing exceedingly well. So as of 2024, we are leaders or amongst the leaders in Latin America, Europe, Asia, of course in India and the Southeast Asia part of it. Doing really well. We are actually in the top 3 in 52 markets that we play and top 5 in 69 countries. So we've been really doing well on the smartphone side. Of course, we have huge ambition. But you also know Xiaomi as more than a smartphone company. So we also are doing really well on the tablet side. Now, tablets is something that we only started looking at as Xiaomi in 2022. And in just 2 to 3 years, we've already become in the top 5 across the world. When we look at the top 5 players, actually Xiaomi is the fastest growing. And a good news for all our consumers and Xiaomi fans. In fact, the Xiaomi Badge 7 is coming to India on the 10th of January, which is this Friday. So this is something that you can look forward to. But not just tablets, we also extended into other what we call human categories of personal devices. So smartwatches and your TWS earbuds have been doing really well. So in 2024, we hit record highs for both, with wearables actually growing 50% year on year in 2024. So that has been doing exceedingly well for us. But in 2024, Xiaomi became more than a consumer electronics company. What we did was we entered a new era of human times car times home, and this ecosystem, this philosophy, of course, we are the global leaders. In 2024, April, we launched our first ever electric car. It's called the Xiaomi SU7. It's been breaking records in China where it's launched. And of course, because we started this year, here's a very special limited edition SU7 that you will see on the roads very soon. But it's not just about the SU7. SU7 as a car has broken records across the world. Consumers have loved it. But in 2025, we will be introducing a brand new car, which is the SU7 Ultra. Now the SU7 Ultra, in fact, is an amazing car. For Xiaomi, we've been selling cars for less than a year, but we already have a car which is a world record holder. So it's the fastest 4-door car in the world. We've not launched this yet in the market, but in 2025 you will definitely see that. But these are sedans and they've been doing exceedingly well. We are also going to take it a step further this year with our human times car times home philosophy and bring in our first ever SUV. So this is the YU7. The Xiaomi YU7. Right now, I can't disclose too many details except for the fact that you can see it looks unlike any other SUV out there. It looks absolutely gorgeous, and of course, being a Xiaomi car, you can expect it to do a lot more than any other SUV in the market. So that's the car part of it. But let's talk about why we are all here today. Now, in October of 2022, we first saw 5G networks in India. So it was only October, which is about 27 months ago, is when 5G was first introduced in India. And of course, we do understand the benefits of 5G in terms of latency, in terms of speeds, in terms of where it could propel us forward. But there have obviously been, in initial days, the adoption was kind of slow. So in August of 2023, we took it upon ourselves. As Xiaomi, we decided we will start increasing or accelerating the adoption of 5G in India. So in August of 2023, we had launched the Redmi 12 5G. Now it was a great product and it became the highest selling phone on the launch day in Amazon for that year. But that's obviously part of the story. In the next 3 months, it sold more than 3 million phones in India. But that was still not enough for Xiaomi. So around the same time last year, we launched the Redmi 13C. So the Redmi 13C 5G in 2024 actually went on and became the #1 best-selling 5G phone for the entire year in the country. So India's best-selling 5G phone was the Redmi 13C. Now we've done Redmi 12, we've done Redmi 13C, obviously sold millions and millions of phones, gotten access for a lot of consumers onto the 5G networks. But even after all of that, today, as we stand here, only 16% of all smartphone users in India are actually using 5G. That means 84% are using 4G, 3G, or sometimes even 2G. How do we change that factor? Right? And this is where today's launch actually becomes super important. We've got the bestseller successor, the sequel to the bestseller of 2024, which was the Redmi 13C, introducing the Redmi 14C 5G. Now this is a global debut, which means India is the first country to actually get the Redmi 14C 5G. And of course, we are here for the first time talking about this amazing device. So this global debut of this awesome device, obviously you can get an idea in terms of how good this looks. But to talk a bit more about this device, let me call upon Sandeep.
Like Amit mentioned, the Redmi 14C 5G is the successor to India's best-selling 5G smartphone. Now that's a tall task, right? And that's a tall claim. And once we had such a high standard to beat, we were sure that we had to really outdo ourselves when it comes to the overall device itself. And that begins with the first part that you see or touch or feel about a device, which is the design itself. Redmi 14C comes with a brand new design. Premium Starlight is what we're calling it. And of course, we have several different colors and finishes also that really showcase the device in its true glory. So let's take a look by first looking at a video of the 14C. So the Redmi 14C 5G, basically this looks really good and is available in 3 different colors as you saw in the video. All of them have a very unique pattern at the back, a beautiful CMF that looks unlike any other smartphone out there. Now this is something that I would urge all of you to try out in the experience zone after the launch is over. But once you see this, you will experience and appreciate the true finer details that is there, whether it's the Starlight Blue, the Stardust Purple, or the Stargaze Black. Now I have the Starlight Blue with me. And if you look at it, it has a really beautiful shimmering effect at the back, and especially with the circular all-new camera deco, this is a real head turner and something that all of you would love to own and showcase to your friends and family. Now, like I mentioned, while we have great CMS at the back, it's also important to have durable materials. High quality materials that really give it a premium feeling in the hand, and that's why we have a glass back on the Redmi 14C 5G, and the camera deco, which is a circular camera ring that is inspired by our flagship cameras. So not only does it capture incredible photos, which I'll talk about very soon, but it also has incredible camera-like aesthetics, which makes it look more professional and more pleasing whenever you're capturing your subjects as well. Now the entire device is very slim, 8.2 millimeters with a flat frame, giving it great enhanced feel and allows you to grip it and handle it easily. And of course, while we are talking about the design, it's also important to ensure that this performs really well. Of course, this is a 5G after all, so everything that you do should be at 5G speed. Now powering this device is the most efficient chipset in the segment, which is a Snapdragon 4 Gen 2. This has over 450,000 in terms of score on Antutu, and of course it also has a great modem. It's an X61 modem, 5G modem giving blistering fast speeds up to 2.5 gigabits per second. So no matter what you're doing, whether it's streaming content, gaming online, or any single task that you throw at it, this can handle it with ease thanks to the latest and best chipset technology and a very fast modem. Now, of course, in order to experience this truly, you need an immersive display. This comes with segment's largest 6.88-inch display, and we've also brought in 120 Hz refresh rate, ensuring that no matter whether you're gaming, watching content, or even multitasking, this does handle everything very, very easily. Now, of course, in terms of sound itself, this is having much better volume output. We have a very loud speaker, but we are having a volume boost function, which gives you up to 150% of the overall volume. And we have a headphone jack. So we know all you fans out there, especially you love to use the headphone jack because wired audio has lower latency and of course higher quality audio. And we're retaining the headphone jack and thus giving you more versatility. And of course you can also pair it with wireless earphones when you really want it. Now while we have spoken about the display itself, all of us spend a tremendous amount of our waking hours on a smartphone using our display. That can have an adverse effect on your eyes if not utilized properly. So we have a very safe display as well, and this is the safest display in the segment, and this comes with a triple UV certification, ensuring that whether it's low blue light, the flicker-free certification, or even the circadian certification, all of it is covered to ensure that our consumers who are using this phone are not affected even over longer periods of time. So that is the entertainment aspect of things, right? What makes this the segment's best 5G entertainer? We have the best chipset, the 4 Gen 2 from Snapdragon, which is also very power efficient, and I'll talk more about that later. We have a large 6.88-inch display with 120 Hz refresh rate, eye-safe display, ensuring that there's no strain to your eyes, and of course, volume boost as well. Now moving on to the camera, like I said, it looks good, but it also captures incredible photos. This comes with a 50 megapixel dual camera setup that gives incredible looking portraits and even great performance during low light conditions. And of course, we have also upgraded the selfie camera to an 8 megapixel one, giving you more true to life skin tones, especially for the folks who are in India. We have tuned this better to be more appropriate with the skin tones that we guys have. Now, while all this is great, we still need great endurance. We still need our smartphone to be able to take us through the entire day or even more, thanks to the multitasking that we do every day, whether it's listening to music, social media, video calls, shopping, video playback, or even standby. We want this to last a long time, and this definitely does that thanks to a large 5150 mAh battery, which also is capable of fast charging. And not just that, because we want to use our devices for a long period of time, several years in fact, we wanted to be sure to retain the battery health or the battery capacity even after all those years. So for the first time in the segment, we're introducing 1,000 cycles with over 80% battery retention in terms of battery capacity. And that's not all, we're giving a charger in the box. So we are giving a 33-watt charger, which is very powerful, and this is worth 1,999 rupees. And while we see even flagships going without this, on the Redmi 14C 5G, you get this charger and cable in the box itself. Now, durability is a very core component of everything that we do at Xiaomi. We want to make sure that our phones have the highest quality and they're built to last. We want to be sure that they're durable for years to come. That's why this has been tested across various different parameters, only some of which have been listed in the sheet, but every single device that we make with the Redmi 14C 5G is built to last, thanks to the fact that we have tested all of the ports, the buttons, as well as the waterproofing and other features to ensure that this is truly durable. Now, like we said, the 13C 5G is still a wonderful device and is still a bestseller when it comes to a 5G smartphone segment. But we wanted to go over and above it. So let's take a quick look at how the 14C 5G benchmarks compared to 13C 5G. Now, first and foremost, the design is completely different. We could have just stuck with the same design, added a few tweaks here and there, but we have actually upgraded it to a whole new level, giving a very flagship-like aesthetic to this, a premium starlight design available in 3 wonderful colors. We have had a larger display added to it with 120 Hz, going up from 90 Hz. So it is more immersive and it's also more advanced compared to the previous generation. Our chipset has also upgraded to a more efficient processor 4nm, and it's also more powerful thanks to a Snapdragon 4 Gen 2 with a 2 score over 450,000. We have upgraded the front camera to an 8 megapixel one, and of course faster charging, larger battery capacity, and a 33-watt charger included in the box itself. And now to take you through some of the other aspects of what the Redmi 14C brings, I would like to invite Anuj back on stage.
Amazing device, and that's why we think this is the 5G device for 2025 or 2025G. It's got a really great starlight design. I don't think any other device in this segment looks anywhere close to how good this phone looks. But it's not just the design itself, but even the screen looks really good with a 120 Hz refresh rate. Sandeep spoke about the fact that the volume is boosted to a 150%. So it's also great when you're watching movies. Comes with Snapdragon 4 Gen 2, making it the most powerful and the most efficient processor that you can get. A larger battery now, 5160 mAh. But I think apart from the size of the battery, the more important thing is this battery design is upgraded so that it lasts longer over the years. You have TUV certification for the eye display. It's powered by Xiaomi HyperOS, and you have up to 6 GB of RAM and 128 GB of storage. Now, before I get to the price part, let's also look at what's out there in the market. So Sandeep and I actually spent the last 2-3 days in the local market seeing what is selling right now in this segment. So one was Vivo Y28e. It's a 5G phone, so that at least a good thing. Oppo A3X 5G and a Samsung A15 5G. Right? From a price perspective, they go all the way from 11,000 to 15,000, but then they compromise on a lot of things. For example, only the Redmi 14C will have a glass back. All of them are plastic frames. Right? So plastic backs, plastic frames, you don't really get that premium feel. From a processor perspective, this is the only one which will have a Snapdragon 4 Gen 2. All the others are 6 nanometer Dimensity processors. So it's a more efficient, and obviously it's a Snapdragon processor. From an Antutu score perspective, again, while being efficient, Redmi 14C is one of the best that you can get. And a display size, I think nothing comes close. So when you want a large display for watching movies or consuming content, the 14C is clearly the best that you can get. And in fact, it adds on because it's a 120 Hz refresh rate as well. It's got TUV certification, one of the best cameras that you can get, the biggest battery that you have, and you even have a charger in the box. It's a 33-watt charger in the box. The phone, of course, charges at 18 watt. Now, this amazing device is actually going to go on sale at an incredible 9999. So, an amazing starting price of 9999 for the Pro 64. The 4 128 at 10,999, and even the 6 128 is just 11,999. I think this is the phone that is required to get the 5G adoption going in India. We are very, very confident of this phone doing really well, and hopefully once you guys see this phone with your own eyes and get to feel it, you will also agree with me. The phone is going to go on sale across all our retail counters. You will have this available on me.com, Amazon, and our partners Flipkart. The sale actually starts this Friday, which is 10th Jan at 12 noon. So this is the Redmi 14C. To just kind of encapsulate all of this, we've got a quick video with our product ambassador. the Redmi 14C. Hopefully all of you guys have loved this. But 2025 is actually starting on a bang for us here at Xiaomi. So we also wanted to talk about another device that we've recently launched, the Redmi 14 series. Now the Redmi 14 series has, the Redmi Note series actually has been India's favorite series for the last 5 to 6 years, doing exceedingly well. And just about a month ago, we launched 3 phones in this series. Right in the center, you see the Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus. Now this is an excellent phone, but I think the really cool thing was this is the first phone to bring in an EV grade battery, which basically means it's a silicon carbon battery that is 6200 mAh and obviously lasts really, really long, both in terms of, from each charge and the number of years that you can use it. But it's also the segment's toughest phone that you can get. So it's got Corning's Gorilla Glass Victus, it's IP68, IP69 waterproof, so you get all of that. The second phone that we had launched with this was the Redmi Note 14 Pro. Now this is, I think, like an everyday Pro. So if you need a phone for your everyday usage, this works out really well. This also comes in with a solid electrolyte battery. So overall battery innovation coming in. And the brightest and the smoothest, probably the curved display that you got on this, which is a 120 Hz AMOLED display. And the Redmi Note, the base Note, the classic Note that everyone loved, that also got an upgrade with the Redmi Note 14. Now it has the brightest display that you can actually get in the segment, under 20K essentially, and it's also got a fingerprint scanner in the display itself. So we launched 3 of these different devices in December, and it's been a very, very exciting month for us. In fact, really happy to share that in that time, it's been loved by users. In fact, from launch, within the first 2 weeks itself, we got 1,000 crores plus in revenues. So it's been super successful, and obviously we are looking at taking the success to the next level. And obviously, while it's loved by users, let's also quickly take a look at what some of the experts had to say. So I think I completely agree with what India Today is saying here, which is gorgeous design and flagship level display, making this phone an absolute steal. Right, so this is for the Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus. Or if you look at the Indian Express, right? I think Indian Express captures this perfectly well for all the Redmi Note series. This is the perfect all-rounder that many of us need. So if you want an all-round phone, there's no other phone better than the Redmi Note 14 series. Now about the Redmi Note 14, the consumers also who've been buying this have loved it. So some of the reviews that are coming in here, obviously people are loving it in terms of the camera, the battery, the overall design looks like a flagship. So we're getting great feedback from there, but we wanted to further explore. We wanted to push this a little bit more, and that's why what we've done is we've gotten a new program. It's called the Xiaomi Redmi Note Explorer program. Essentially, it's a program that runs for 100 days with 100 different challenges done by 100 different explorers across the entire country. And to talk more about what this program is, let me call upon Sandeep.
Like Amit mentioned, the Xiaomi Explorer program is something that we wanted to start, not just to give users or our fans the chance to sort of experience the device at its fullest potential, but also to get some feedback and to understand how can we further improve our devices. So 100 people, 100 days, and these are 100 explorers. All different people, different breadths and walks of the country. They're going to be experiencing the Redmi Note series and ensuring that they showcase the true potential of the device, take it through the toughest of elements, ensuring that whether it's durability, whether it's endurance, whether it's camera, every single capability is explored by them, and hoping that we are able to truly showcase what the potential is. Now, in terms of explorers, we have a few people who have actually given us stories about what they enjoyed in our devices itself. So first person is Ganesh. Now Ganesh is a fitness enthusiast. He loves photography as well as content creation. And when we were talking to him and figuring out what exactly he loved about our device, he mentioned the battery is a key component. Now why he loves all the other things that he mentioned, photography, content and fitness, he needs something that lasts a long time in order to tell those stories in a much better way. So that's why with the Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus, the largest and most advanced battery that we've seen in India with 6200 mAh battery and an EV grade battery, that's why this is truly crucial to getting a great endurance and a great experience every single day. And of course, after that, we also spoke to Akash. Now, Akash is also a content creator. He also enjoys fitness, but he likes to think of it as a more of a creativity tool and also something that will take him through all the various elements that he encounters every single day. And he mentioned that he loves the fact that this is a very durable smartphone. So this is the segment's toughest smartphone, not just combining Corning Gorilla Glass Victus 2, but also the fact that it has waterproof support with IP66, IP68 and 69, ensuring that no matter what you encounter on a daily basis, this can handle it all. Now we also give him a chance to document the entire journey here in Chennai. It's a beautiful city with a lot of emotion, a lot of scenic and nature to capture, and he made a quick video, and here's a quick look at what he was able to capture.
இன்னைக்கு number 2 சேலஞ்ச் பண்ண போறோம். 50 MP flagship camera feature பத்தி பார்க்க போறோம்.
Challenge over different explorers over 100 days, and we're sure that we'll be able to see incredible content coming from these explorers who can tell stories in their own unique ways. Now, of course, the part of the reason why they're able to tell the story in a proper way is the fact that this comes with an incredible camera setup. And if you look at all the phones in the series, whether it's the Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus, the Pro, or the classic Note 14, all of them have incredible features that go way above and beyond everything else in the segment, ensuring a great experience throughout. So whether it's the light-proof ability of the Super Note on the Pro Plus or the Pro, or whether it's the brightest and most secure display on the classic, all of these devices have it all. So that was it from our launch. We had the Redmi 14C 5G, the successor to the best-selling 5G smartphone of 2024. We're hopeful that the Redmi 14C 5G will also have a tremendous success story in India, and hopefully we can push the envelope when it comes to 5G adoption in India, because this is the device that enables a lot of people across India to gain access to that pivotal 5G technology. And of course, we're also bringing flagship technology from Xiaomi on the Redmi Note 14 series. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Thanks for staying tuned.